Right, let's... I think might be semi-ready. Oh, things look really good on the camera, which is really strange. And we've got a good stream speed, that's really good. I'm very kind of surprised. Let's take the image off. I can always zoom in a bit. Alright. I need my paper cutter, which is somewhere there. It's a bit chilly today, so everything feels like a little bit extra effort. I mean, what temperature are we at? I don't think it's cold, like it's not as cold as it gets in the winter, but it's still cold enough where you feel the cold. Apparently it's about 12 degrees. Yeah, it's cold enough where I feel chilly, and I feel like I would really appreciate something warm. But at the same time, it's not super cold. Like when we get properly into our winter, we get highs like 1 or 2 degrees in the day, and that's pretty cold. I'd rather be too cold or chilly than hot though, so I'm not complaining too much. And let's put that down. So yeah, we can continue, I think, doing what we were doing last week. We're going to have quite a chilled one today. So last week, for anybody that missed it, I painted out swatches from my handmade colours that I've got in my palettes. So if I breathe on like we did last week. So we did this one. So I drew a grid out because some of these colours, I know what most of these colours are in here. I think there's 1 or 2 that I didn't know what they were. But it's a lot worse in my other palettes. I don't really know what the colours are anymore. So I'm going to paint them out. For 1, a reference card for the palette, and 2, I want to know what all of them are, in case I need to know what they are. Oh, hi Yasmin, how are things? Wow, all the way from Rio de Janeiro. Wow. So you're in a very warm climate. Yes, we did this one, and this is what they look like all dried. I think the two that I was getting confused between what they are is this one and that one. One of them is smoked, one of them is lapis lazuli. I don't know which is which out of the two, so I do need to label them up before I laminate it, but I'll label it up. We'll get it laminated, and then it'll probably live. I'm probably going to stick it on top of this with some sticky tape, so we know what's in what. Because I don't really want it in here, because if I don't have it stuck down, it will get stuck. But then at the same time, if I don't have it stuck down, I can move it and look at it for reference, whereas if I want the reference, I have to keep flipping the lid up. I will as well eventually label all of these pans, because they definitely need labelling. So let's get into today's palette. I need to do the drawing of the charts, so we'll do that, and then we'll get painting. Start with the next one that I filled, which was this one. This one is actually used to be my studio palette. So this is the one that I first started with. When I first ever started watercolours and collecting watercolours, I used this palette and had it filled with lots of different colours. But I have downsized and now I've got this. So let's start. I need a pencil. So what I'm going to do is just draw around the palette, because this is roughly the right width. So I'm just going to draw, not really draw around it, but I'm going to draw, there we go. It's a very wonky line if you can see it. I don't think you can on that webcam, it's not the best. So I'm just going to draw, oh, that's a nice straight line there. And then it's, how wide is it? 9.5 centimetres. How many rows? 3 rows, that's nice. Easy, we can do, we'll do just over 3 centimetres per row. So it's these squares are a lot bigger. This measuring is not very good measuring. I will point that out. This is really bad measuring. Don't measure like I do. But this is just as a rough guide. I do normally try and be a bit more exact with proper watercolour charts when I can. But because this is just going to be a little colour guide for this palette, it's not going to be like a proper watercolour chart. I'm not too fussed on my measuring, as long as it shows roughly the place of where all the colours are in the palette. I don't really care too much. And how many colours? This is where it's going to get really awkward, because around this time I started doing full pans of my colours for myself to use, because I prefer full pans and half pans. So yeah, we've got quite a few full pans in this one. So let's go with the bottom row, because it's all half pans. 3, 4, 8, 12. This is 12. How many is on those? 3, 4, 9, 10. This could be fun. We'll do it by 12, because that's the most there are, so we'll get to the full pans when we get to it. And there's no red on that, so if I measure that as 21, that's slightly irritating. That means it's literally just under 2 centimetres per thing. So if we go, yeah, 1 point in that. These are going to be very small gaps. And I really am guessing here quite badly. This is a really rough guess. Let's just do that. Is that 12 little gaps? 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, that's pretty much 12. That's pretty These are not going to be as good squares, just to let you know. So I'm going to do bottom one. I'm going to do it row by row because some of them will have full pans. So I want to demonstrate that they're a full pan rather than a half pan. So this is really rough. But if I was being a bit more organised, I probably would have done this before the stream. But I've not been that organised today. So that's why I'm going to do a bit off because I didn't quite do it quite very well. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to knock the camera. Next row there are 1, 2, 3, 10. Oh, so that could be. That could literally be 2 because we got just over. So we'll go by 2. That's fine. We'll do 2 for this one. 2, 4, 6, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. Oh yeah, we'll leave that for the last one. I will zoom the camera in as well when we start doing the swatching, so that you guys can see a better look at all of the colours. But yeah, this one's not going to be so nice and neat as the last one because where I've got 4 pans, they're a bit off, the colours are a bit off. So that's like messed up the sort of layout of the palette a bit. Metal boxes are really great palettes if you're looking for something that's portable and really customizable. So like you can put 4 pans in there, you can put half pans in there, and they will take any pan as well. Whereas there's some plastic palettes out there that you just won't fit all the pans in because of the way they're made. Some of them are made only for the specific brand, so that's a bit sucky. But these are really good. You can fit any kind here. Like, I don't know if you guys can see it that way. I'll zoom in, but I've got some pans here like slightly thicker pans and more rounded corners, and I've got thinner pans in here that are more standardised, depending on how you buy them, because you can get really cheap watercolour half pans that have a thicker rim and they're really rounded. They don't fit in most plastic boxes. They've got pre-sized wells because they only accept like the more expensive half pans, but metal boxes like this will accept the cheaper ones, which is good. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 7, 8. There's only 8 in the top, that's good. 8, 16. We could do about 2.5, I think. So there were 8 one there, so let's do 2.5. See how that goes. I might have completely calculated that wrong. I just did that off the top of my head. So that is probably wrong, but we'll see what happens. 20. Actually, let's leave that one. Have we got 8? 1, 2, 3. Yes, we do. Oh, that's not too bad. It's not quite measured out brilliantly. Like, it's not super neat. They're not all the same size, but we've got 8 boxes for the top row. I think I know most of the colours in this box as well, so there are some I don't know because I've forgotten, because I make way too many colours. So it's going to be interesting to see what they're like. Right, let's zoom in. You going to close the door behind you? Right, let's zoom in and see if I can make this a bit easier to see. There we go, that's better. So you guys can see the colours a bit more. Right. Get the pencil. Only a paintbrush. Oh, I have to get up for it. I'm going to use a size 4 brush because the squares are quite small and I want to make them fairly neat. Right, water jars ready to go. Hopefully if we can do this one quite quick, we can do another palette as well, because I've got one more palette after this. So I'm just going to pre-wet the pans. Some of these are a bit dry, because they've not been used in a very long time. Some of them might not even pre-wet. Some might not even wet even. We might be disappointed with some of the colours. I might use a bigger paintbrush actually than that to do the wetting. That'll do. Just because that's not done very much. I may put a little bit of water on these because we'll come back in with a wet brush anyway. I just want to wake them up a bit if they've been sat there for a while. Alright, there we go. I think that's going to be wetted enough. Right, so let's get started with the first colour. Now I know what this colour is already because it's a colour that I really liked. And this is Golden Green, I think I called it. And it's PY129. So it's a very nice colour. It's a colour I like quite a lot actually, and should use it a lot more in my painting. Particularly as a botanical artist, because this is a very nice colour for botanical artists to have. It was really good at making lots of warm, transparent greens. It is PY129, but it's definitely a green more than yellow. It's just a yellow pigment technically. Oh, my head's getting in the way. Should we zoom in one more? Would that be a bit easier? Let's give that a go. Yeah, there we go. We can zoom in one more. We can see. A bit easier. I also made full pans of some of these colours because I thought I would start using it a bit more. I think I did one as a travel palette one year when I went on holiday somewhere. But I didn't really end up using it very much. So this next colour is Pyro Orange. I forgot what the pigment information is for this one, but it is a really nice orange. I think it's semi-opaque. So if you dilute it down enough, you can get some transparency. I don't actually make very many orange pigments. This one, I remember this was a really weird one. I didn't think it would do very well in terms of sales, and people really loved it. And it sold out. It's just one of those things that comes with making handmade paints. Shush. Next colour we're going to look at is again another really popular colour. This was actually an accident colour. I was trying to make Sodalite because I bought some Sodalite pigment from Crema and it wasn't working, so I tried to then mix other colours in with it to try and make it look like the Sodalite colour, and I ended up with this really dark purple colour, and it turns out people really loved it and it became a really popular colour and sold out really well, to the point it's actually a colour that I make quite a lot, and it's probably a colour that sells really well too. And this is Dusk. So it's made with PB20, no, not PB, is it PB20? No, PB60 and PR254. Whoops. So this version here is, and the first version I made does have that small pigment in, but it doesn't really affect the actual colour. I suppose it makes it a bit more grey, a little bit. Now, when I remade the colour second time round, I made it without the Sodalite. So the second batch of colour that I made, if you manage to get any pans from the second batch onwards, you'll have a clearer, more tidy purple, I guess I would say. It wouldn't be so dirty. And this colour here, the next colour, is Verdigris Green, I think. I think this is Verdigris Green. It's also another really nice green earth. Ever since I've used handmade green earths, I've grown to love them quite a lot. Found a new appreciation for them. Because if you've only ever used commercial green earths from like commercial companies, like Daniel Smith, not Daniel Smith, I shouldn't have said that name, like Winsor & Newton or Schminker, you're going to be quite disappointed. I only really started to enjoy green earths once I tried the handmade versions from some handmade makers, because they really are amazing. I love using them. So next colour, which is on the second row, this is Penholder Blue. So it's actually an Ultramarine Blue, but it's actually a different Ultramarine Blue. It's classified as Ultramarine Blue Light. So it's a slightly softer, less granulating Ultramarine Blue. It's also not so deep. It's almost like, I would describe it as mixing Ultramarine Blue with almost like a little bit of a white pigment. There's no white pigment in the mix, it's all PB29. It's a little bit lighter, a little bit softer, less granulating. Next colour, I can't remember for the life of me what this colour is. I want to say this might be Azurine. It might be another green earth, I can't remember. Oh, I really don't know what this colour is. I want to say it might have been Azurine, but it doesn't look like Azurine. It might be. I honestly don't know what colour that is. It must be Azurine. No, unless Azurine's in the other one. Is this Russian green earth? It might be another green earth. I honestly cannot remember. There are too many. But hopefully by process of elimination, I will find out what it is. It might require me to go through my website and find out, but I will remember somehow what this colour is. For those that I really don't know what they are, like we had the lapis or the smoked from the last video, I think I might paint out larger swatches of them to see if I can figure out what it is. Oh, hello Lana, hello, welcome back. Did you have a nice time on your trips and your adventures? I see you've only recently got back, haven't you, the other week? So today we're swatching out my handmade colours because A lot of them I don't remember what they are anymore because I made them so long ago, or I made so many I can't quite remember them. So we're starting to swatch out colours in my palette to find out what they are. Some of them I know what they are, but some of them I don't. And I thought it'd be good to show people how I store my handmade colours. So last stream we did this palette, which is the biggest one I have. So I know what most of these are. I think there were 2 colours in this set that were giving us a slip, but we didn't quite know what they were because they look very similar. And this was a colour chart from last video. I am going to label this up once I know what they all are. And, well, I know what most of them are apart from that one and that one. One of them's smalt and one of them's lapis. We're not sure which is which. But I will label them in fine marker and laminate it at some point when I know completely what they are. But yeah, today we're doing the next palette box. I just realised you couldn't see what I was telling you because it's really zoomed in. I'll try and do that again on camera. So that's what it looks like, the one we did last time. And it's those 2 colours. We don't know which is which. They might both even be lapis. Were they? No. I don't know what they are. I think it's one of those I'm going to have to do large swatches of and find out that way what they are. So next colour is this colour. This is a turquoise colour. I can't remember. No, this is Ultramarine Turquoise. This is the convenience colour that I made up for, I believe, it was an Ultramarine set. So this is made with, I can't remember what the pigment is off the top of my head actually. All I know there is an Ultramarine Blue in there. I want to say it might be Phthalo Green. It's one of those colours I didn't make a lot of. Like I literally think I made it for a set. And maybe I did a small round of it open stock. But this is one that didn't see a lot of open stock. It was mostly for a set. I'm glad I'm not the only one that doesn't know what's what after a while. No, I have no idea. Some of them I know because they're quite distinctive. Like I know this is PY129, that's PY150. I know what that one is. Oh, I've counted the top row. Damn it. I just realised there's an extra pound that I didn't count for. No, there's not. I left a gap when I should not have done. But oh well, that doesn't matter too much. I'd be able to remember what was what. Next colour, I think this one's Kyonite because it's grey. And I've only made the one grey paint, I think. So this is Kyonite. And this is grey Kyonite. You can get blue Kyonite as well. Not that I've ever seen the pigment available anywhere, but I've seen the stone available. But yeah, over the last year or two, I've made a lot of colours. So many. Try and get rid of some of this water. Next colour up. Have I also done the same here, or have I miscounted? I feel like I've miscounted. I have. I've gone through to the next colour and not left a gap. Oh, I done it again. This colour should be here, but it's not. That's fine, it doesn't matter. We'll put a different colour there anyway. So, I need to focus next time. Oh, hey Paolo, how are things? This one's gone a bit funny. It's not re-wetting so brilliantly. This one, I remember this one. This is transparent orange. I think I've only done this one once before as well. So it's a nice yellowy orange. How has everybody's weekend been? Anybody been doing anything productive? It was a nice chilled one this weekend. I'm going to go in and fill in some more of the top row, because I feel like the paints are dry enough that we can fit in some of these paints. So the next one is PY150. I want to say I called this Aso Yellow, from what I remember. And this is a crema version. I do have a version from Jackson's, and I think they're pretty much exactly the same. Again, this is another colour that really likes botanical artists and really suits a botanical palette really well. You know, to be fair, this kind of colour would suit any palette well. Nice bright transparent yellow. Next colour along, we might not have any luck with this colour. I think this one might have been Verdigris, which is a copper. And Verdigris is very reactive and it's not very good. I hate this colour, it's stank of vinegar. And by the looks of it, it's not reacted very well at all and it's gone to brown sludge. This was a very short-lived colour and I did not make any more of it. And I don't plan on making any more of it either. It just varied too much. Like when it was wet, it did really well when it was wet. It was this really nice electric blue green. And then when it dried, it didn't dry so well. And then when you re-wet it, it turned to more of an earthy green. And then this one, now it's like completely been dry for like a year or two. And completely oxidized. It's just a sludgy brown. Oh, we got some colour bleeding. I know what most of the colour names are. It's just some of them I don't, because... Let's do that. No, because some of them have been so long. Or because I don't make them very often, or, you know, I don't go back to them very much. If I've only made like a colour once, I won't come back to it, paint it out again, so I forget what's what. Sorry. Tea. So next colour, the colour next to Dusk is actually this one. But I've got them around the wrong way, so I'm going to paint the one that's next to the Gogh Green. I remember this one. My first batch of this colour did not turn out very well. And this is Handmade Yellow, which is PY3, which is my favourite yellow. And I did a really bad job of it, the first batch I made. I didn't add enough binder to it, and I didn't mull it for long enough. That one. This orange here, or that one. That's Pyro Orange. I want to say that was quite popular when I made it. I don't think I've got any more of the pigment left. I think Jackson's might sell it. I am umming and ahhing whether I should do a crema order at some point to restock some colours and maybe try and grab some rarer colours. Like I could probably do with some more gum arabic as well. I think I've just used up the last time I powdered gum arabic. And this next colour is again, another colour that's just been wasted because of oxidization, and this is Malachite, Arabian Malachite. But it's just gone brown because it's oxidized. Being honest, it's gone quite a nice brown, quite a nice earthy brown, but obviously this is not the colour that you want when you think of Malachite. And I can try and scrape some of the paint off, see if there's some of the green underneath. I think it's brown all the way through. Yeah, I think it's pretty brown. all the way through, scraping, and it's just brown. Oh, let's scrape out a good amount of paint. No, it's just brown. There's no green left. It's fully oxidized. I know that you like oranges. I mean, if you want a nice granulating warm brown, I mean, just let your malachite oxidize. So next row, we've got penholder violet on this one, which is PV37. So it's a dioxazine violet, an alternative to the PV23. It's almost black when you paint it fully concentrated. So let's just blend some out. I want to say this is actually a little bit more bluer than normal dioxazine violet. So next colour that well, it should have been that colour, should be the next one there, but I got it wrong. So we're going to paint the other colour for it. And this is Ultramarine Rose, which is PR259, from what I can remember. And this is a really nice colour. I think some brands call it Ultramarine Pink. Or Rose of Ultramarine, I think, as well is what they call it. I think only 2 commercial brands off this. I think it's only available from M. Graham and Old Holland, I think. Oh wait, unless Schminker started to do it recently. I know they're always adding to their line. And then the next colour should be sat in, well, it's all over the place, but the next colour we're going to look at is, I want to say this is called titanium gold. No, is it titanium gold ochre? No. Italian gold ochre, I think this is. So yeah, it's just a nicer yellow ochre than we had on the last palette. Despite being a staple in most palettes, I find yellow ochre is one of my least popular colours, despite it being such a staple. So next colour along, and we've got Memento Mori, which is a Caput Mortuum. This is a Caput Mortuum that I got. I think this is a Cornelison pigment. Van Gogh orange palette is sold out everywhere, but I was about to order it. There was an orange palette from Van Gogh. I feel like Van Gogh are really sneaky with a lot of their products. They don't really promote it so much, do they, like internationally? Because I've seen some videos of like some Asian watercolour artists like from Japan and China, and they've got royal talons over there, and they've got Van Gogh colours, but they're completely different sets to what we find here in like Europe. So it's really weird. So the colour that's going to go here is Sapphire Blue, which is PB16. This is one of my favourite phthalo blues. I actually have this colour on my studio palette. Wow, very orange. But I'll have to look it up and see if I can find some info about it. On first look, these two look really similar, but this, as it's drying, is turning more green than what that is. So last row. This first one, I don't know what colour this is. It's an Ultramarine Blue. Is this the Ultramarine Red shade? Or is this the rare Ultramarine Blue that I've got from Crema that they no longer make? I can't for the life of me remember. I made a lot of different Ultramarine Blues for a palette once. This might be Ultramarine Blue Rare, if I'm being honest, which is a discontinued Ultramarine Blue from Crema. However, I wouldn't be too disappointed that it's discontinued. It was nothing that special. Right, this colour, I don't remember what this colour is here. I'm looking at trying to remember, and I don't know for the life of me what it is. Well, I know it's a green earth. That's all I know. Yeah, I don't know what this colour is still. Could this be azurine? No. This be Russian green? Is it Turquoise green? It might be Turquoise green? I don't know. It's a green earth of some kind. And this is why I'm swatching out all the colours, because I don't remember what half of them are. It gets even worse in the next palette. In the next palette I have hardly any clue what they are. Next colour, I feel this might be a smoke colour. This might be one of the smokes. I want to say this might be Smoke Light. Oh, I've done it the wrong colour. It should be. Yeah, it's a smoke. So this might actually help us find out what the mystery colour was from last time. I want to say this might even be Ultramarine Blue, that one there. I'm not 100% sure. I think what I need to do, the colours I don't quite know, I'm going to have to mark and do big swatches of and see if we can understand it a bit better from there. So next one along, I want to say this is Ultramarine Green. So ages ago, Otto sent me a really rare pigment of Ultramarine Green from Crema. The pigment version has been completely discontinued, but there is a ready-made paint version. However, I've got a different version here. I don't know what version this is, because there are two different versions of Ultramarine Green. I remember I sent Otto a big pan of it for her to try and play with. I don't know what she's done with the colours I sent her actually, if they're in a big collection or if she's gotten rid of them when she downsized. I'm not 100% sure. We've got colour bleeding. It's the problem with doing tiny colour charts like this. I was ordering at Dusk and they sold out for €20. Wow, that's not too bad. I kind of wanted to include it to the order I was replacing, convenience. I think they'll get it again. Oh, that's alright then. If it's still in production. I used to have to. Oh, for museum. Yeah. EU shipping has got really weird lately. Or things from like Gertstacker to the other international shops. Like we have one in the UK that is the English version of Gertstacker called Great Art. And they don't stock everything that the German one does, which is really strange. Like the big colour charts from Lucas was one of the things that I was a little bit sad at. And I think these 3 pans here are actually all Ultramarine Green. Yeah, they are. So I've got 3 pans of Ultramarine Green that I've made. I want to say the oil that I used at the time was also a rose flavoured, rose geranium essential oil, because they smell of rose. Speaking of rose, I think the next colour we're moving on to is called Rose. And this is a strange version of a magenta. That's so strange that even though you're in the EU, and Germany is in the EU, you're paying slightly more on postage than what the USA will. That's what it means. EU shipping's gotten a bit weird. Like, it used to be quite affordable. Like before we left, before Brexit and all that, it used to be quite affordable. Now looking at it, even not taking in, even ignoring Brexit, it seems to be struggling between EU countries. And the last colour is, I think this must be Sorcery, this colour is what I called it. And this is a rare ultramarine violet. So again, it was included in one of those from the Crema warehouse, the old Crema warehouse that they found. And it had basically a load of old ultramarine blue, ultramarine pigments, from ultramarine green to ultramarine violets. I think there are 1 or 2 available still on Crema's website. Not this one though. So this one won't ever be made again because it's just discontinued, and I've got pigment of it left, but I kind of want to save the pigment. So next colour, I want to say this is, did I ever have a name for this colour? Yes, I did. I think it was Pyro Red, PR254. Oh, I'm sliding. Whoops, I keep putting my fingers in everything. This is not the best colour chart. To be honest, this doesn't need to be the best colour chart. It's only for reference for me for looking at the colours. It's not a proper full colour chart. Postage cheaper plan, it's about €7 max for the whole order. Is that from the Netherlands? Is that coming from? It's because obviously Talons are based from the Netherlands, aren't they? Next colour we've got is, I want to say this is Ruby Red. So it's PR264 if my memory is correct. I feel like this colour would be nice mixed with gold. You know, like a red, Aztec red like I did with the blue. I feel that would do really nice with that. Because gold tends to do quite well with really dark colours. I'm not bothering to, well, I will swatch it, but this one's a bit of a disappointment one because it's, again, Ultramarine Green. It's just a different pan. But next to that one, I remember this one because it's a real pain in the butt colour to make. And this is Hematite Genuine. This colour was such a pain in the ass to mill. It was so gritty and so noisy. I was scared that people were going to make a complaint about me. My neighbours are going to complain about the noise I was making. Because this one is gritty. And you can kind of see it when I'm painting out there. It's quite a chunky paint. It's a textured paint. If you know someone that's visually impaired, this paint would be good for them. You should be able to feel it being rough on the paper. And then the last colour on that row. I don't know what the colour this is. Oh, this must be Turquoise Green. So I don't know what this colour is, but this one's Turquoise Green. I remember it because this was a green earth that was a bit paler. It wasn't so earthy. And that's this palette done. Surprise colour. There are quite a lot of surprise colours. Right, I feel like we're on to Is this one empty? So this is an empty palette for my next lot of colours. And this one's full. And as you can see, I probably don't know what half of these are. That's quite a lot. I don't really know what most of them are. Oh, that's really bad. Right, I think we're going to be pretty good if I just cut that bit off. If I slice that bit of paper off. I'm going to use some scissors because I feel it might be a bit neater than trying to use a paper cutter. I don't really want to smush paint everywhere. I'll look at this back at the end of the stream when they've had a chance to dry a bit more. Let's pop that there. Oh. And then this one can be for this new row, which has got 4 rows on it. So we're going to be looking super tiny. And I feel like it holds more colours as well. 2, 3. It holds 13 colours. These are going to be very, very small squares. And for me to divide that into 4, I'm going to be looking about 2 and a bit centimetres per row. Right, let's have a look. Right, then let's try the first. Oh, I don't know how we're going to do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. There are 12. So this is, again, we're going to have to be looking about 1.5 per colour, I think. Let's go, yeah, let's go 1.5. It's probably going to be wrong, but oh well. Nine. How many is that? 1, 2, 12, 13, 14. There are 14 colours. That's fine because we might have to add some in for the next row. If we do that for the same for all of them, because I don't think there are. Let's just do 14 for each row, shall we? I think. Let's keep it nice and simple. We'll try and keep it as close as we can. Even if there's some blank rows, it's fine. If it's all blank and there's blanks, I'll just slice the end off. I can't be able to go through each row and manually work out how many should be in what colour. And this box is going to be the interesting box because I don't remember a lot of the colours that are in here. I am going to take some of these colours out because I know full well they're commercial colours, some of them. I can see they're commercial colours. There's 1 that's commercial. 2. There might be 3. I have a feeling there are 3 commercial colours in this box, which don't belong there, so they're going to be hoisted out. Oh, I'm on TV again, that's exciting. How do I look on TV? Does the stream look okay? It's not the best quality stream ever. I would love to find a way to get a better stream but it's really difficult with the limiting internet capacity at the moment. Like, we're based in the furthest room, in the room furthest away from my internet router, so it's not the best. Right, let's try and get on with these colours. I'm gonna pre-wet the pans again. That's a convenience colour which we'll hoist out. I don't want convenience colour in here. That's bright blue from White Knights. What's this one? Is this also a... That's another convenience, Verdigris blue from a brand that I won't name again, but let's move some colours up. We'll fit some colours in. So yeah, have a little rearrange of the palette. That's another convenience colour from Ame. Move that one out. And that's another convenience colour. That's a Winsor & Newton colour. So we'll take that one out as well. Switch you up. Oh, the magnet came off. Is that also a convenience colour? It looks like it. Let's have a look. Yes, it's another convenience colour as well. So we'll remove that one as well. Oh, look at this. I've got so much nice room now in the palette. Sorry, you guys can't even see what I'm doing. I forget that you're really zoomed in. Right, let's continue with making some... Put in some wet patches. Some of these colours I remember because they've been made recently. Some of them I don't remember, or because they're quite similar to each other. I don't remember what they are. Like, I made quite a lot of there's another convenience colour. I think that is. That looks like Old Holland's Golden Baroque Red. Might be a convenience colour. Might not. But like, I made a lot of yellows around the same sort of time as each other. So I know full well I've got some yellows here that I don't really know what colour they are. Not that colour, it's the same colour. We'll keep it in here anyway because I don't have anywhere else to put it. I've not even dripped this line. What colour this is. It's a very weird colour. What's that one? I think they've all been dripped. Also, I look good on TV. That's good to know. Start off with the first colour. I want to say this one, I don't know what this one is. It's either Egyptian Blue or Verdigris Blue Genuine. I forget which is which. Let's paint the tiny square. I'm not going to blend these out because the squares are too tiny. Well, they're rectangles, but they're too tiny, so I'm just going to paint it. Moving on to the next one is, this one's Christmas Candy. I remember it because it's swirled white and red. And it smells of Christmas. Next up is one I've done quite recently. This is Salisbury. So this is I think this is PR 102. So it's a nice earth colour. I think this is called Terrapaloozy, if I remember correctly. That's like the actual name of the pigment that Jacksons call it. I'm going to try and be neater on this chart. The last one I was a bit rough on. This next colour, I have no idea what it is. I don't really remember. Oh, yes, I do. This is Fuchsite, I think. I think I've got some brown in my mix. On my paintbrush, because that's not the colour it should be. What happened to the jade colour I made? I'm convinced I had a pan of jade. And that was very pale. That was very short-lived as well, that colour. There's not much came of it. Next colour, I don't remember what this one is. Or do I? Oh, I think this is Cerulean Maroon, I think. Next colour, I definitely remember the next one. I want to say this Cobalt Turquoise. I think I called I called it Marine, Aquamarine I called it. It's PB36. So it's a nice blue-green colour. Next one along, this is where we got too many colours on the row, is another green earth. I don't know what this colour is. This is awful, but I don't remember what this colour this one is. I want to say this might be Sodalite, maybe. I'm not 100% sure. It looks a bit like an earth colour I've got on another page. This could also, it might be Sodalite. But then what's this colour? Oh, it might be Bavarian Green. I remember there's a Bavarian Green as well I've got. The problem with green earths, they all look somewhat similar, like apart from some of them like the Turquoise Green, which looks quite different. Or the Gogh Green, which looks different. The Bavarian, the Russian, and the Sodalite look fairly similar to each other, which is what makes it very difficult to tell them apart. Next colour, this is an orange that I made. I don't remember what it's called. It's not Hokkaido orange. I don't think. What colour is this? It's one I made not too long ago. I made it this year, I think. No idea what it is. That's one I made this year. I don't know what it is. Next colour is another orange. I remember what this one is. This is Marlboro Orange. And this colour gave me a lot of trouble because Cornelison's gum arabic is not very nice. I don't like their gum arabic. It went very funny for me and it ruined this batch of colour to the point I had to remake it and re-grind up all the dry paint that had gone wrong. Which is a shame because it's actually a granulating orange. Yeah, I can't remember. I've got a couple of yellow-orange colours. There's Hokkaido Orange and there's Sandstorm. I remember those two. I remember the Hokkaido Orange because it was very smooth. So that's definitely not Hokkaido Orange. There's Royal Yellow. Is that Royal Yellow? It might be Royal Yellow, if I'm being honest. The next colour is, again, one of those weird colours. I don't really know what it... Oh, I know what this one is. So this is Mode Blau. This is another rare pigment that came from Crema. So this was actually very nicely sent to me by somebody, by another paint maker who I forget the name of. I want to say it might be Maria. She's an Italian maker, I think. And this is actually PB27, which, yeah, is a strange colour for PB27. But they should call it Mode Blau. So this was a Patreon only colour. Because obviously I didn't really want to sell it because it was a gift to me from another artist, so I didn't want to sell it. And next up, I think this is Hokkaido Orange. Because I remember that Hokkaido Orange was very orange, it wasn't yellow. Like this is a warm yellowy orange. This is definitely an orange. Next colour is Laycock, which is part of the Wiltshire colour set. So this is, I remember this one is made of like manganese blue, a PV19, and I think blue mica. It's a nice sparkly blue violet colour. I'm kind of surprised in a way this didn't get more love than what it did. Like out of all the colours on my Wiltshire set, the one that seemed to be enjoyed the most was a colour called Melchio, which is the green and gold, which I will paint out in a minute. Well, in a bit. But I thought this colour would get more love from it because it's a weird, nice violet colour. But people weren't too fussed over it. Oh, hi CJ. Good morning. So next colour along. This is Cerulean Blue. This is one from Cornelison. It used to live in my other palette, but I think I topped it up with some fresh paint. So I moved it to this one while it was drying. And I think this is a Cerulean Blue that I put on my palette actually, my studio palette. I need to stop and get a drink because my throat's going dry. So I'm going to leave it there for a second. I'm just going to grab a drink. That's better. Oh, pumpkin spice coffee. That sounds good. I've got some pumpkin spice tea leaves somewhere from my favourite tea place. I always enjoy having that. Ooh. Right, next colour. This next one I really disliked too because it smelled really gross in the jar. It went funny in the jar as well when I stored the paint liquid. And this is Gingerbread. It's a Christmas colour. And my dislike of it is the reason why I've not made it again this year. And I can't remember the recipe too, I don't think. So that's another reason why I did not make this colour again this year. That it doesn't really smell of gingerbread. Like all the other essential oils that I put in the other Christmas ones smell of it, but this one doesn't. Which blue? This blue here. That's Cerulean Blue, so that's my standard cerulean that I make. Should let them a little bit out of shot. Right, next colour along. I don't know what this colour is at all. It looks like it's oxidised in a weird way. Oh, it's gone brown. It does look really weird. What colour is this? Either this is another colour that's oxidised, or it's a brown, but I can't remember for the life of me what. I'm trying to think about brown paints I made. I made Manganese Brown, and then another brown which I can't remember the name of. But I'm pretty sure this is not a brown. Unless it is. I don't know. Guys, I don't know what... There's not even a mark on the pan to tell me what it is. So, Mystery Brown. This might be another Malachite, but it doesn't look like it. But it doesn't look right. Next up we have either one of those colours, it's either Egyptian Blue or it's Verdigris Blue. I can't remember which one's which out of the two of them. I want to say this might be Verdigris Blue. I think there's a bit of binder in it, because too much binder in it, because that's got a bit of green and sludgy colour. So I think that top layer is a bit too green. It should be a bit more blue than that. Is it? Because I've also got a weird blue here that I don't know what it is. I've got too many weird colours. Next we have, this is Melchio. So this is the colour that got a lot of love in my Wiltshire set. So it's basically this colour, PB36, mixed with gold mica. I've noticed that colours mixed with gold mica do really well. Like I've got another colour here called Aztec Blue, which we'll get to in a moment. And that did really well. People really liked that one. So next up we have another colour from the Wiltshire set. And that's Swindon. So it was named after the town Swindon in Wiltshire. It's a swirled red and yellow pan. The swirl pans are always a bit of a strange one because I don't know how they're going to be received. It's hard to tell because people liked the candy cane colour, so the red and white swirled together, and they enjoyed the Aztec Blue. Obviously, I don't know how people feel about this one because it wasn't released open stock. Next up we have a brown. This is one of the browns. I can't remember what the browns are called though. I don't think it's Manganese Brown. I also had a burnt green earth at some point. Did I make that paint? I cannot remember to save my life. think I'm going to be going through my website and looking at pictures of what's what. Because I can't remember half the colours. Then next up is that colour I mentioned, the Aztec Blue. So it's swirled PB27 with gold mica. And everybody seemed to go crazy for this one. It sold out really quickly. Colours that are swirled with gold mica don't show up the gold mica till it's dry. So this one here is not going to show up the gold until it's dry. And same with this one. Once it's dry, it will show quite gold. There's also a phthalo blue somewhere that I've not found yet. So there's that one. Next one along. Oh, we're coming to the end of them. So this is, I want to say this is Sodalite. That must be Bavarian Green Earth, I think. Russian Green Earth. I don't know, guys. It's a Green Earth. I feel this is Sodalite because I didn't make a very big pan of it for myself. Yeah, because I feel like Sodalite is less chunky. Like it's less textured. Like the green earths tend to have more texture to them. Have more granulation going on than what Sodalite does. Next colour along, this is another weird colour. I don't know what it... Oh, I know what this one is. I lied. This is a recent colour. This is Cobalt Blue. So you guys are actually seeing some colours that I've not actually put out yet. This is one of them. As is the Sodalite. Like, that's not a colour that... Like, Ami's made this colour before, but I've not made it before. So it's a new colour to my range. So that's not gone out yet. God, my desk is so messy. It's also got some holes in it. I've seen, actually saw yesterday at a shop that actually sells vinyl sheets for like kitchen worktops. So I might try and see if it's the right size and pick one up and stick one over my desk. I think the one I was looking at was actually marble. So white and black marble look, which is quite nice. Next colour along, this one, I remember this one. This is Malachite, synthetic Malachite. So I think I called it Fool's Malachite. Because obviously Malachite has all these problems with oxidizing. And this one is from Crema. Cornelius also do a synthetic malachite as well. What's a good idea? Sorry, I forget you guys. The stream's on like a delay, for a couple of second delay. So by the time you see it and then answer, it's like a whole minute's gone by. Next colour, we're going back to the top row. This is gold. This is gold mica on its own. I try not to sell micas on their own because I don't know, they can be a bit weird. Not weird, but like in terms of selling, like some people like them, some people don't. I feel like gold is a good standard one to have. I feel like gold micas, not just gold micas in general, look better when they're mixed with colours. That's me personally, I do anyway. It shows them off a bit better. I don't remember what this colour is. This to me looks like it might be Côte d'Azur Violet. But I've already got a pan of that, which is really weird. Let me have a look. I'm sure I have a coat to Violet on here, but does it look similar? I guess it does a little bit. I don't know. I really don't know. Oh, the desktop idea. Yeah. Well, with it being... I'd have to find the right size. But yeah, vinyl would be a good addition to my desk because it's obviously easier to wipe clean. Because I think this is just painted wood. I think it's not got a bad paint on it, but I don't know if you guys can see. I mean, you can see there's a whole bit there where the paint's come off and it's swelled up a bit because of water, obviously, where I work with watercolour paint. Where I've cleaned the desk. But particularly like this bit here could do with some vinyl on it because it's the central bit of the desk where I work the most. I don't think it was too expensive. I need to do some measuring though. See if they've got the right size for my desk. Moving on, this one is Goobio Red, which is actually more of a brown, but it's a reddish brown. Particularly when you put a lot of water with it, it looks slightly more red. It's a bit like a quinacridone colour. This one looks like it. I think this one got quite a bit of interest. Okay, so moving on, there's another colour that I don't know what it is. It's a red, and I want to say it's got mica in it. What is this colour? Is it a Christmas red colour? It might be Christmas red. It looks like it's got mica in it. This might be Rudolph. Is it? I don't know. It's a red colour, but I don't quite know what it is. The next one along, this is one of the yellows that I don't remember what they are. I remember I had a pyramid yellow, and then I had a honeydew yellow, which is like a melon colour. I want to say this might be honeydew, because it's quite a smooth colour, and I remember honeydew being a smooth yellow. Feels weird to be painting paint this thickly, like from the pan. Feels almost like I'm applying nail varnish or something. So next one along, I want to remember what this colour is, but I honestly don't remember it for the life of me. It's a violet of some kind, but I don't remember what kind of violet this is. Do I remember it? It's a plum colour. Oh, this is Cobalt Violet Dark. I remember it. It's Cobalt Violet Dark. I don't know what I called it. I do need to go through my website and find out. Let me open it up. Unlike you guys, I can see all of the colours on here. Like I'm not on my edited page, so let me have a look. I might be able to find out what some of these colours are. So that one's definitely a Cobalt Violet. Some of them are going to be difficult to identify because they've only been available on Patreon. One of the blues, the weird blues, one of them is a lapis lazuli blue, but I can't remember which one's which. No, do I? I put in gold. I remember I've made a gold pan of one of the colours, but I can't remember where it's gone. This is where I'm. I remember I put a colour in a gold pan. Oh well. It's probably in one of my palettes somewhere. Inventory. Let's have a look. Oh, that's my inventory, not my... Oh yeah, 200... Put it this way, there are 227 products in my inventory. So there's quite a lot. Can we do by alphabetical order? No, we cannot. Bear in mind these won't all be colours, some of them are... So we have Manganese Brown. That was one of the browns. Cobalt Violet, which is that colour. I spelled it with a K. Cerulean Red, which I feel must be that one. Let's have a look. Pyramid Yellow. It looks a bit green. I don't think it's that one. Aquamarine, which we did. Burnt Green Earth. No, that's one we've not swatched out yet. I'm sure. What else do we have? Christmas Candy, Azure Blue. We've not swatched that one yet. I'm looking to see Bavarian Green. Haha. Let's have a look at that one. Why can I not open the product? Oh, I can. Let's have a look. It should give us some more insight on what colour Bavarian Green looks like. Okay, I don't think it's that one. It might be that one. I'm not sure. I'm just looking at these colour charts thinking what's what. I still don't know. Where'd I put that one to dry? Over there. It's Bavarian Green on this one. I really don't know anymore, guys. We're at that point where I just don't know what's what. I've gone insane from watercolours. I didn't think that was an actual thing. Let's move on to the next colour before I completely go insane. And my inventory's gone back to the top of the page, so I couldn't find out anything. Anyway, I'm not sitting there scrolling through them. This next colour is Cyan Green, so it's a convenience mixed colour. This one was quite popular too. It was made inspired by Cyan Ink on YouTube, because she has a love for really bright neon greens, and this is a bright neon green. Moving over, we have another really weird colour. Is this could be the Ultramarine Blue. Not Ultramarine Blue, Lapis Blue. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, I'm getting really confused with these blues. I think I'm going to have to do bigger swatches. And look through my Patreon archives and my website archives and find out what's what. I don't know if that is lapis. I know I put some kind of thing in a gold pan. Let's have a look. I put it in my little palette of colours. No. I don't know. I've not got time to look, so I'm not going to look. I know for a while if I wanted to look, I'd make a big mess, and it's not worth it. Next is Azure Blue. This is a colour that went funny as well because of Cornelison's paint binder. Wow, Gum Arabic. Which is a shame because this is a really nice colour. It's a cobalt blue colour, but it's a bit brighter than a normal standard cobalt blue. It's not as dark. It's kind of like a phthalo blue meets cobalt blue. At least I think it is. No! That's the wrong one. Aha. I just make a mess, it's fine. Right, next colour on. So next to Mauve Blue we have green earth hue. I think I'm going to rename this to Mode Green though, just to make it match with Mode Blue. And this is a green earthy colour. Even though to me it looks more like umber. I did do an umber. Perhaps one of these green earths that I'm looking at is more of an umber rather than green earth. So remember, I did have an earth colour at some point. An umber colour even. That's not just a green earth. I tried Manganese Blue from Daniel Siv and I'm not a fan. I don't know if it's brand or it's texture, if it's my first time trying. Usually I get M. Graham or Lucas. Well, first off, the problem with Manganese Blue from commercial brands now is that it's a hue. It's not genuine Manganese Blue. I've not tried the one from that said brand, and I never will do. Actually, I would have done from the dot card. I did dot card swatching of it. I tried Manganese Blue hue from Winsor & Newton, and it's a nice blue. It's nothing like the genuine article, but it's a nice blue still. I've not tried ones from M. Graham or Lucas. Lucas are fine paints. I found them to be okay. M. Graham are really lovely paints. I love M. Graham paints. I would probably stick with M. Graham if you don't like Daniel Smith. Or I would go with Lucas if you don't like the consistency of M. Graham, because I know they can be quite honey based. They can be a bit syrupy. Right, next colour. So we did Mode Green. Next up we have this weird yellow, which I think is, I'm going to try and be confident and say this is Pyramid Yellow. Because it looks greener than the, I don't know actually. It does look quite buttercup yellow. It's going to be important because when we come to do the swatch cards for Honeydew, which is a new colour I've not put out yet, I need to get the right yellow, and they both look pretty similar to each other. So next up to Laycock, we actually have more Marlboro Orange for some strange reason. Marlboro Orange was actually in the group of the first colours that I made and sold when I first operated back on Etsy back in the day. About like 2 or 3 years ago. It's insane how time flies. I remember being on Etsy and I've had my site now for like the last 3 years, I want to say. So I've had my own site for a while now, but obviously I still remember Etsy. Oh hey Nettie, how are things? And then there's this colour, which I don't remember what it is. It might be Prussian Blue, this colour. I think. Yeah, it might be, it might be a Phthalo Blue. It could be Prussian Blue. I don't know. So future note to self, label all of my pans so I remember what's what. I might label mine on the bottom rather than the sides of the pan. But yeah, I would also say that to anybody in the future. Label all of your pans, because you'll end up like me with so many that you'll forget what's what. So next row, and this is another weird colour, which I don't know what it is. This could be either a really strange ultramarine blue that I have, or this could be a phthalo blue. I'm not really sure which. I want to say this might be an ultramarine blue. It doesn't look very phthalo to me. It could be a phthalo, the phthalo that I made. I can't remember. Oh, hey Zoe, how are things? Yeah, there's already too many colours. It's the point I've lost track of what's what. I think this one might be the phthalo blue. This to me is screaming phthalo. Yeah, I want to say this is the phthalo blue. That looks to me, one of these must be ultramarine red shade. And one of those two must be the Ultramarine Rare. I'm not sure which is which. But no, I think I need to label a lot of my pans along with this colour chart. So I might, once I find out what's what, I do have to make some labels for my pans next that are going on sale. So I think I might include some colours from this and try and piece together what I can. Next colour is Stonehenge. I remember this one. Some are either really recent and I remember them, or they're very kind of prominent or unique. Like it's the only one of this kind of colour that I have. Like I've only made 2 grey colours in my time of making paints. Kyonite is single pigment and Stonehenge is not. Next up we have another Wiltshire colour, and this is Bradford on Avon. So it's a yellow ochre mixed with gold mica. So yeah, I think I've got that around the right way. So next up I think is Burnt Green Earth. I think this is the, or is it Burnt Orange Earth? I can't remember. I want to say this is the Burnt Earth colour. Then one along, this one is Sandstorm. I remember this one. Because I want to say this is PY139. I remember this being a really rare pigment. Like I think only Marlboro Blue off this pigment. It's a nice bright yellow. And then first on this one we have another Manganese Blue Genuine. This is one that I put, I'll show you it if I dig out the pan. This is one that's on a copper pan that I got from Cobalt Forge. So I got this from Stephen at Cobalt Forge. The pan itself came in a small free step. I'm still having an iron whether I should be contacting him about putting in a large order for pouring paints in to sell. See if he'd give me like a special price if I did a big order of like say 20 pans. I've left a gap and shouldn't have done. I should have left this gap here. For some reason I have, which is weird. Never mind, let's move on to the next colour. I think this is the last colour actually in the palette, and this is Malachite. This is weird. I know I've made this one recently, but same as the other Malachite, the standard Malachite this is, it's not oxidised. Now, the Arabian Malachite has oxidised pretty quickly, but this one, the standard one, seems to hold up pretty well. Bear in mind, I made this earlier this year, and it's still absolutely fine. And that's how Malachite should be. definitely think I've got some colour matching to do on my website to figure out what some of the missing colours are. And find where I put some missing colours as well, like my metal pan that I had. It's not in my drawer, is it? No, because I cleared this out not that long ago. It's definitely not in here. Yeah, so I think I have to do some searching through some palettes to make sure that I've not got any hidden pans anywhere. And I need to find home for these pans because they are commercial brands, they're not handmade paints. I don't want to get the two mixed up. Yeah, that's definitely, well, that's a handmade pan from Handmade, but it's not my own handmade paint. So let's zoom you back out. What's this? Oh, rubbish. Where are we looking? Zoom you all back out and we can have a look at what we've actually done. Big picture. So the last stream we did this one. That was on my blue palette that I had with the most colours in, I think. And I think I pretty much know what all of these colours are, apart from these two colours here. I'm not sure what they are. And that one, actually, I'm not sure what that one is. Oh no, I know what that is, that's indigo. And then we did day. The other pans, so this is the first one we did, it's dried now. You can see I have no idea, oh that's malachite. So that one is definitely PY129 gold and green, that's PY150. That, I don't know the pigment information, but that's Pyro Orange. That is Verdigris, which is a dead pan that has oxidized badly. That's Dusk. That's Aso Yellow PY3. That's Verdigris Green, I believe. I don't know now actually. It's a green earth. That's malachite, that's Arabian malachite that's oxidized. That's penholder violet PB37. That's penholder blue, which is ultramarine blue light PB29. That's ultramarine rose PR259. This colour is, I have no idea. Another kind of earth. I feel that might be my umber. That might be the umber I was thinking of. That one is transparent gold ochre. That's ultramarine turquoise. That's caput mortem, or I call it memento mori. That's Kyonite Genuine. That is sapphire blue, which is phthalo blue PB16. Transparent orange, which I think is PO59. Another ultramarine blue, which I cannot remember what it is. That's Pyro Red PR254. Another green earth. I want to say smolt, I think. That one is ruby red PR264. That one, these three are Ultramarine Green. That's Hematite Genuine. That's rose, which is a magenta. And that's Turquoise Green, PG23, and that's that's Sorcery, which is a rare ultramarine violet. It's been discontinued. And then looking at the one we just did. So this one I want to say is Verdigris Blue, or Egyptian Blue. That's gold. That's Christmas candy. I'm not sure what colour that is. That one is Salisbury. That one is Goobio Red. That's a Fuchsite. This is a red mica. This one is Perylene Red. This one is probably Pyramid Yellow. Aquamarine Green. Or Blue, I can't remember what I called it now. Cobalt Violet. Another green earth on the end. I have too many green earths. Cyan Green. This one is Royal Yellow, I want to say. This one's another unidentified blue. This is Marlboro Orange. This one's Azure Blue. This one's Mauve Blue. That one's Mauve Green. This is Hokkaido Orange. That's Honeydew, I want to say. That's Laycock. That's Marlboro Orange again. That's Cerulean Blue. That's Prussian Blue. That's Gingerbread. That's... I don't know what that one is. Nor do I know what that one is. That one is Phthalo Blue, I'm pretty sure. That one is Egyptian Green Blue, I think. That's Stonehenge. That's Melchio. That's Bradford-on-Avon. That's Swindon. That's Burnt Green Earth, I want to say. That's Manganese Brown. That one is Sandstorm PY139. That's Aztec Blue. That one is Manganese Blue Genuine. This one is Sodalite. That one is Cobalt Blue. That's Malachite Genuine. And then that's Fool's Malachite, which is Malachite Hue. It's a lot of colours. And I don't know what half of them are. But that's an exaggeration. I don't know what most of them are. I probably don't know what about a quarter of them are. Maybe-ish. Just under a quarter. Maybe like a fifth or a sixth of my colours. I don't actually know what they are from the top of my head anymore. Because I made way too many. Yeah, that's what we've done today. Oh, I don't know why, but I feel very very stretched out. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this stream. We're coming to pretty much the end now. Next week, I think I'm going to do some paint making next weekend. Not new colours. I think they will be sort of the same colours I've already made. I think I'm part of a restock. I think. So we're going to go with that next time round. But yeah, this is what we did this time. I'll let you know if I figure out what the colours are. I've got some investigating to do, definitely. Because I've got them all on my website inventory somewhere, so I can look through them all and find out what's what. Just having a look at some, can I figure some out? Some of them I made such a long time ago. Yeah, that I probably couldn't tell you. Yeah, it says green umber on there. So I should be able to work it out from my website, is what I'm hoping. But yeah, this is what we've done today. I'll be streaming again next week, 2 PM GMT time, so English time, 3 PM Central Europe time, so France, Germany, Netherlands, 9 AM New York time or Central Eastern time, for those of you in the US, or if you're in Toronto, it's that time as well. But yeah, that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I want to thank you all for joining in and sort of stopping by and watching. And I want to say a thank you to Lana for being a moderator for the chat, and thank you all for being so well behaved that she didn't really have to really help or do anything, which is always nice to her, nice break. And yeah, I'll hopefully see you all next week. Enjoy the rest of your weekend and have a good week, everybody. And I'll see you next Sunday. Bye, everyone.